Good evening, everyone. My name is Raphael Ezra. I am from 1SA03, the class, and for today I will be doing the speaking assignment, which has three questions. So the first one, how I use my English in my daily life as a student. So basically I use my English to anyone who can speak English. Well, that's just basically. However, I naturally just speak English to someone that I know, and that person can speak English just like me, and it just sort of we just connect, and it's just it's just natural. So in terms of in terms of socially, um, if I met someone, my friends that has similar or the same childhood as me, watching English based cartoons or English videos. You get the point, right? Um and we both can speak English. We just speak English. And we often speak English to each other in person, or most commonly we always, well, most of the time we speak English in group chat or in Discord. We always speak English because it just, I don't know, it just makes sense to us that we speak English instead of Indonesian. But of course we also speak Indonesian most of the time. But we preferably like to speak English instead. And second of all, since I grew up since I grew up with English based stuff like Cartoon Networks, Disney, Nickelodeon, you name it. And when I was introduced to the internet, it was literally all English. Starting from YouTube videos and reading reading internet stuff like Twitter, Instagram, all of those are English. And not to mention, I also have experience of speaking to foreigners in from social media. So yes, as a student, I really like using English. But how do I use it is, well, socially again with my friends, but I also use English to read stuff. As I said before, I grew up with English based stuff. So I use it to read, like, I don't know, reading novels, reading history. There's a lot of things that I like to read, and I don't like reading in Indonesian because it just seems unnatural for me, and I preferably like reading English stuff and also watching videos and doing research. I always use English for those. And the second one is my favorite English quote and what it means to me. So there's two. So I don't know if I can use fictional character quotes, but let's start with historical or just completely English quote. So my first quote is from Winston Churchill. He is basically the leader of the Great Britain during World War II to fight off the Nazis. There's a lot of great quotes that he said, but if I had to pick one, it would be success is stumbling from failure to failure without losing enthusiasm. So what it means to me is that even though you fail from one time to another, you fail again and again, but you keep going because you still have that enthusiasm in you, and that's not a sign for you to give up, right? And you just I don't know, you just feel the spark, you just have the fire in you. Even if you fail over and over again, you still have that enthusiasm in you. You really do. And that enthusiasm keeps you going, you know, it keeps you going. And if you lose that enthusiasm, it will stop you because you don't have that commitment anymore. Not just commitment, enthusiasm. You just don't have that spark in you anymore. If that spark loses inside you, then it will potentially stop you from going further after failing over and over again. So it, that that's basically what it means to me. But if I had to choose a fictional quote that is still English, it would be from a game called Until Then. It's basically um, a psychological, tragic, and depressing video game made from Philippines, I guess. So let's get to the point. There's a character that I like. One of the characters that I like in that game. Her name is Nicole. No, her name is Kathy. I'll choose Kathy for this one. So I remember in the game, she says that, "Have you ever wondered how butterflies fly under the rain?" So it's a quote that is thought provoking. It makes you think, like, yeah, how do butterflies fly under the rain? But there's a deeper meaning behind that, you know. Um, it just it means a lot to me because it has certain meaning, you know. It's not just about butterflies. It's metaphorically. It means that even a small, fragile, soft creature like butterfly can somehow find its way to move, to still move during during the storm, during difficult situations. It's about strength in difficult times, and it's also about grace under the pressure and a spark of hope, even when the situation just seems impossible. So yeah, you just it's that it kind of have similar meaning to Winston Churchill one, but it's more metaphorically and it's fictional. So yeah, how do butterflies move under the rain? You know, it reminds us that even fragile beings can survive and just keep moving forward, even during the storm. So the third question is, if I could travel to any English speaking country, where would I go and why? I mean, I think the answer is pretty obvious. I really want to go to the United States of America. Why? Well, as I mentioned before, I grew up watching English-based stuff, not just cartoons or the internet. I watch Western movies a lot. And for example, Spider-Man, the one that is played by Tobey Maguire and even Andrew Garfield. Yeah, I grew up watching Western stuff. I mean, Spider-Man is just partly of it. You know, I watch Batman, Superman, you know, the 1970s Superman. I watch what else? What else? Uh, Joker. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of movies that I watched back then, and all of those are taken place in the United States. And when I was a kid, I was always fascinated about the US. Like it's just so diverse and it's that's not all. Um I just like their culture, I guess. I mean, I wouldn't say they have a culture, but I just like their their how do you call it? I like their lifestyle. You know, it's just for it's just more forward than us Indonesians, you know. And yeah, I really want to speak to an American, and I just want to visit there, how it feels like to be there. It feels like, I'm in Spider-Man or something. I mean, and also in most games and from everything that I grew up with, it's almost all of it are taken place in America. And geez, the wonder in that place, bro. Like, it would be amazing if I can go there. The Golden Bridge, the New York, the New York statue, the Statue of Liberty, even L.A., Los Angeles. Um, I mean, there's a lot of places that I want to go in the United States. So yeah, it has to be the U.S. You know, oh yeah, the school, the high schools. Overall the culture there. It just makes me want to go there a lot. And I've been wanting to go to the US ever since I was a kid. Aside from Japan, of course. But yeah, I guess that's it for me. Thank you.